Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. Later today, the Polish Sejm will debate motions filed by the Civic Platform and left parties to dismiss Minister of the Interior and Coordinator of the Intelligence Agency, Mariusz Kamiński. The opposition accused him of abusing his position in a political game regarding alleged financial corruption involving former President Kwaśniewski. Conversely, ruling party politicians maintain that Kamiński is performing his duties properly. According to the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau, the villa at the heart of the allegations does belong to Mr. and Mrs. Kwaśniewski, and they are the ones who should explain how they obtained the money to buy it.
The opposition criticized the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau for revealing information regarding the Kwaśniewski villa matter. They also claimed that the CBA is being used in the political game. After the information was revealed, the former presidential couple said that the content was incomplete. They demand the disclosure of all the information on this matter. On the other hand, law and justice politicians claim that the accusations are false.
I accept the motion filed against me. All the services are functioning normally. I refer to the accusations during a debate. The information revealed by the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau is incomplete and raises many doubts. Why was the information regarding the Kwaśniewski villa matter revealed and the information regarding Mr. Banaś not? I think that the motion is unreasonable. There is no chance that the motion will be considered positively in the parliament. I think it's a sign of helplessness of the Civic Platform party. This is not the first motion to dismiss a minister filed by this party.
The debate on the motion will begin today at 10 p.m. The voting will take place after the debate. Law and justice politicians said that Mariusz Kamiński is performing his duties properly and that they will vote against this motion.
The Polish government has presented its explanation regarding the Disciplinary Chamber of the Supreme Court to the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg. Poland had until today to send its explanations. Michał Wójcik, the Deputy Minister of Justice, spoke about the document in an interview for Radio 1.
The discussion
that has been going on for some time now revolves around the question whether the European Commission can interfere in the organization and functioning of the judiciary. We did not agree to this when we joined the EU. If the EU and the European Commission can't do that, then the European Court of Justice shouldn't either. That's the most important thing. There is also the matter of suspending state institutions like the Disciplinary Chamber of the Supreme Court. If the Court of Justice in Luxembourg had the right to suspend it, then it would de facto take away the independence of the Polish parliament. What's next? The suspension of the Sejm or the president?
Michał Wójcik, head of the Chancellery of the Prime Minister, announced in a morning interview for RMF-FM that Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki intends to go to Smolensk on April 10th. This will be both the 80th anniversary of the Katyn massacre, where over 20,000 Polish officers were murdered by the NKVD, and the 10th anniversary of the Smolensk disaster, the victims of which included the then President Lech Kaczyński. President Duda's spokesman, Błażej Spichalski, also had something to say about this matter today.
Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki intends to visit both Smolensk and Katyn on April 10th. We're still analyzing the possibility of these visits. As you can see, Mr. Minister Dworczyk still has a lot to learn.
What do you mean?
We're in front of the presidential palace, one of the most important buildings in the country. It is the headquarters of the President of Poland. Here, the responsibility for the words we say is totally different than in Mr. Michał Dworczyk's office. Today we're considering different scenarios. That is why a few weeks ago the President said that he wants the Polish government to take actions regarding the diplomatic sphere. We haven't made any decisions yet. The meeting between Minister Jacek Czaputowicz and Minister Sergei Lavrov will take place in the coming days. The President wants the 80th anniversary of the Katyn massacre, which was a crime committed by the Soviet Union against the Polish officers, to be commemorated in a decent way.
Residents of Greece's Aegean Islands travelled to Athens today to protest against government plans to create new closed reception centres for migrants to replace the overcrowded camps. Residents fear that the new camps would over time become the same open and overcrowded camps that the islands currently struggle with.
The migrant crisis on the Greek islands has reached boiling point in recent weeks, with continuous protests, both by local residents and migrants. The camps have overflowed and sanitary conditions have deteriorated. There is often violence and accidents.
It will be impossible for the new centers with 8-10,000 people to be closed. There will be a massive problem. These measures are not going to work. They are clearly for show. They will ruin the islands.
The situation is the worst in the Moria Asylum Center, in which was built for 2,000 migrants, but today houses almost 20,000. When the number of people started to grow, the situation became stiflingly difficult. There are people too, I'm not saying there are not, we must support them, but their numbers are 10 times the population of the residents of Mytilene, so this can't continue. I am a business owner, and every day it is disastrous, and no one has come to tell us what we can do. It is only them in the shopping districts. Samo's residents do not go out at night. The town is like a ghost town. Many of the protesters said that tourists have stopped visiting and their cities are turning into ghost towns. The government plans to close the island camps, move asylum seekers to the mainland, return those who don't qualify for asylum to Turkey or their countries of origin, and leave the new closed reception centers on the islands for a few thousand newly arriving migrants, whose movements will be restricted and their stay temporary.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programs. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.